What up, what up, what up? It's Friday, and it's your girl Nikita Jervy of Kita's Peace, where we promote peace in your head, heart, and home. And I am back with another effing Friday message. What's up, my peoples? So today's word is, I'm looking really bright today. I don't know why it is. I think it's my winter skin coming in. But today's word is freeze. Freeze, freeze, okay? The definition of freeze is to be turned into ice or another solid as a result of extreme cold, or the act of holding or being held in a fixed level or in a fixed state, okay? So I hope that most of you are old enough to remember the game freeze tag, right? But basically the rules are the person who is it, who is the tagger, chases the other players trying to tag them, right? And when they successfully tag another player, that player must freeze, which basically means stay still, right? And remain frozen until another player unfreezes them, right? This game requires agility and discipline, but it is a lot of fun. It requires agility because you got to be moving and shaking and running and all that other good stuff. But it requires discipline because most kids don't have this, because you have to freeze and stay frozen until untagged, and they just don't have integrity. So I've learned the hard way that over the years that between an action and a reaction, there is a space, okay? And when not aware of that space, it usually becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, okay? And your reaction therefore becomes quicker. But when you take full advantage of that space, you can turn your reaction into a response, okay? A reaction is instant. It is driven by the beliefs, biases, and prejudices of the unconscious mind. When you say or do something without thinking, that is the unconscious mind running the show, okay? A reaction is based in the moment and does not take into consideration the long-term effects of what you say or do. A reaction is usually survival oriented and on some level a defense mechanism. It might turn out okay, but often a reaction is something that you will regret, okay? A response, on the other hand, usually comes more slowly. It's based on information from both the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. A response will be more ecological, meaning it takes into consideration the well-being not only of you, but those around you. It weighs the long-term effects and stays in line with your core values. A reaction and response may look exactly the same, but they feel different, okay? This is reaffirmed in James 1:19-20, which says, "My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. It does not produce the right living, the right response, the right action, reaction that God desires, okay? So when we react, we were never really listening. Like usually, like prime example, if it's me and my spouse, and he's saying something, and I react immediately. How am I? There's no way I was listening to what he said. I'm just spurring out basically what I feel or what I was thinking in my head the whole time he was talking, right? But I just had to get it off, right? That's usually a reaction. Like, this is what I feel. This is what this is what I want to say. This is all about me type of situation, right? But when we follow James 1:9, we are quick to listen and slow to respond because we have taken what has been said and or done into account first. I'll never forget one of my friends in the military used to say, I smack the fire out your mouth with his New York accent. He used to say it all the time, pretty much to everyone. And that's exactly what I learned to do, to smack the fire out of my mouth. Because when my husband and I first got together, I used to spit fire at him, okay? I didn't care how it came out, if it hurt his feelings, or the long-term effects. I was telling my truth, okay? Based on my beliefs and biases without thinking, okay? And over time, I have disciplined myself to freeze in the moment and be quick to listen and slow to speak and slow to get angry, right? But y'all, I still need deliverance on my facial expressions. Yeah, they be telling on me, guys. They be telling on me. So please just pray for me. Anyway, so there is a word in the Bible used 74 times that sums this quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger, that sums that up, okay? The react versus response thing. It is Selah, okay? It is Selah. It is commonly found in the book of Psalms, which is referred to as the book of praise because it is composed of songs, okay? But Selah has been interpreted as an interlude, which is a pause in the song, okay? A reflection on what God has done and praise to him, right? All of these interpretations fit in the context of the chapter. And honestly, they go hand in hand with each other, right? So when you freeze and reflect on what God has already done, then you can't help but to praise him, right? When you freeze and reflect on what God has already done, you can't help but to praise him and ultimately to respond to the situation accordingly, okay? This is a learned pattern or behavior. And just like freeze tag, it requires agility and discipline, okay? You need to be able to move quickly from one emotional state to the next. And you need to also be able to control what those emotions are. For example, if you're triggered by what someone has just said or done to you, you need to be able to move quickly from anger and revenge to peace and forgiveness, or peace and walking away, okay? Because walking away when you want to throw hands takes an immense amount of discipline, and it is sometimes necessary for you to walk away to be able to forgive later. So yeah, but when you freeze in that space between their action and your reaction, you will gain respect in your eyes, the eyes of God, and the eyes of anyone else that sees that situation happening, right? Proverbs 19:11 says, sensible people control their temper. They earn respect by overlooking wrongs. Okay, so this week, family, I challenge you to practice your freeze tag skills, okay? Work on your agility and discipline to respond and not react to foolishness. Freeze, reflect, and praise. I pray that this has blessed you. I am Nikita Jervy, the Peace Promoter. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next week, I love you. Bye.